Alright guys, back again with another UFC 210 video on the Cormier versus Johnson 2 card. And now we're going to go ahead and talk about the main card. We got 5 fights. Let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Give you guys my picks. So first fight on the main card, we got Will Brooks versus Charles Oliveira. A pretty fun fight here. I mean, we got Oliveira, who's always a fun guy to watch. You know, he goes after it. You know, good striking, but obviously really known for his jiu-jitsu. And then you got Will Brooks, who's an all-rounder, super good wrestling, improving striking. Yeah, overall, like I said, just a well-rounded fighter here. Obviously, Will Brooks here is the favorite. Oliveira is a featherweight, and he weighed in at 153 pounds. Will Brooks is going to be the bigger fighter here. He's going to be the bigger, stronger fighter. But can Will Brooks outstrike Oliveira on the feet? And will he be able to mix his takedowns without getting caught up, though, with a submission? You know, it's just like, you just never know. But I do think that Will Brooks here, just being the overall better fighter and the bigger fighter also. I mean, he used to be the Bellator champion, and now he's not even ranked in the top 15. I think he's gonna come in hungry here for this win. You know, let's go ahead and look at Oliveira's last fight. I'm pretty sure this guy's been finished a few times not too long ago. Yeah, see, Pettis was able to finish him. Lamas also was able to get him with a second round submission. Yeah, so pretty much Oliveira hasn't looked too good recently at all. So I think it's a good fight for Will Brooks here to get back on the win column. Of course, Oliveira is always dangerous with that dangerous ground game. But I think Will Brooks is going to fight smart. He's going to stand up with him for a bit, then mix in those takedowns or just fake the takedowns, because Oliveira does have some really good submissions off his back. So overall, I think Will Brooks should be able to win the fight, and I could see maybe a third round finish happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and say Will Brooks, third round knockout. Next fight, we got two veterans. We got Thiago Alves versus Patrick Cote. It should be a fun striking battle here. Alves obviously a really good striker, and Cote is also a pretty good boxer. I think Cote here is probably the better wrestler, but I mean, he doesn't really go for the takedowns too much from what I see here on his stats anyway. Yeah, no takedowns against Cerrone, at least none that he got. None against Saunders, none against Berkman. He had 3 against Joe Riggs, though. Yeah, I think this fight will most likely stay on the feet unless Cote wants to try to take it to the ground. Alves is pretty hard to take down, though, from what I seen. He looked really weak at 155. He didn't even make the weight. Pretty much did not look good at all. I just watched his fight with Carlos Condit, and he looked pretty solid there. He's still very tough and durable. The fight got stopped because of he had a fucked up ass nose, but he still wanted to keep fighting. He was still in the fight. I think if he comes out using his leg kicks and his good striking, he should be the better striker out of the two here. Cote is a good boxer, but he got finished his last fight, and I could see that happening again here. Also, I saw that Cerrone was having good success with his multi, with his leg kick attack on Cote, and I think Alves here is a faster kicker than Cerrone, and is also a harder kicker. So I could see Alves chewing up that leg, and then also landing his punches also with the kicks. So he'll be landing the hands and the kicks, setting up those those combinations and whatnot. So I expect Alves to actually come in here looking refreshed. I think it's a good fight here. Two veterans. It's not a newcomer versus a veteran. It's two veterans, so it's like an even playing field here, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and side with Alves, but it's a close fight, and the odds here, as you can see, Cote is a slight favorite. At first I was thinking maybe Cote, but then I was like, yeah, you know what, Alves is the better striker, and if, now he's back at 170. He should have some more energy, and he should be looking a lot better here. He's gonna be the faster fighter also, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Alves to win the fight, and I think Alves wins by. I could see a kill happening here, guys, but it also could be a decision. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Alves second round knockout. All right, next fight we got the women's fight here. We got Cynthia Calvillo versus Gonzales. Two Latina fighters here. Should be a fun fight, man. So obviously Calvillo made her debut in the last pay-per-view. Looked really good. Great grappler, good wrestler. Obviously needs to improve her stand-up a little bit more. The thing is here, her opponent Gonzales, she hasn't fought in like a year, but she's also a great grappler. And you know, I want to say her striking is either a little bit better than Calvillo's or is at the same level. So both these girls are very evenly matched. So you know, a lot of people are picking Calvillo because obviously she already fought in the UFC and whatnot. The odds are not here on the UFC website, but I think she's like 2-1 favorite or something like that, maybe 2.5 favorite. But I expect this to be a competitive fight. Gonzales, I think from what I've seen in her background, she had the Golden Gloves boxing, also the Naga, so you know she has good jiu-jitsu. I think she's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So yeah, both these girls are good on the ground. It's gonna be all about the stand-up, I think, or who could stop each other's takedowns. So you know, a lot of people are siding with Calvillo here. I'm gonna go ahead and side with the newcomer Gonzales. I think she's gonna make it a scrappy fight. I just think she's gonna be a little bit better on the feet, and yeah, I just really expect a fun fight here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Gonzales here. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun fight. So I'll go ahead and pick Gonzales to win by decision. All right, now for the co-main event, guys, we got Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi. Obviously, two high-level guys in the division. Weidman's on a 2-fight losing streak, and Mousasi's looking really good. And it's gonna be a quick pick here, guys. I really like Mousasi, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. Not just that, but Weidman has not looked good lately, and I think Mousasi is the better striker by far. He's also a great grappler, improving his takedown defense. And yeah, Weidman just has not looked good recently at all. And yeah, you know, Weidman's not doing too much nowadays. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mousasi to win here. I think a finish could happen on the feet if he's able to hurt Weidman early, or maybe even late in the fight. I think Mousasi's gonna be able to stuff his takedowns and just pretty much outstrike him in the fight. He could just outstrike him and win the decision, but maybe, you know, he's gonna get that finish. I'm gonna go ahead and just say Mousasi gets a second round knockout, guys. I think he's coming out. You know, he's very confident, and you know he really wants that win. You know, he wants that finish. So Mousasi, second round KO. All right, now for the main event, guys, we got Daniel Cormier versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. I was thinking a lot about this fight, and you know, Cormier's just older now, guys. Man, he's older. You know, that Gustafson fight was a war. The Silva fight, he did not look good at all in the Silva fight. And then for Rumble, this guy's been looking good. He's just knocking everybody out again. Like it's like he never left. He's just getting better. Well, I think Cormier is starting to decline a little bit now. You know, he's getting older. His chin's gonna be a little bit softer. Rumble almost had him the first time. I think this time Rumble's gonna fight smart. He's gonna keep his distance a little bit more, and he's not gonna go all out like he did in the first time. When he had him hurt, he went all out, gassed himself out. I think this time he's gonna be smart. He's gonna keep that distance. Has that 6-inch reach advantage. I think Cormier's gonna want to start off fast, try to keep the pressure on Johnson, but I think Johnson's gonna be able to counter him because Johnson could be a really good counter striker because of his reach and his power. Yeah, I just think if Rumble fights smart, he should be able to win the fight here, guys. Man, he has also some really good takedown defense. You know, it's just if he gets too close to Cormier's gonna go for that takedown. So he just has to keep that distance, and if he hurts Cormier, you know, he has to obviously, you know, try to like just outstrike him, and not finish him in the fight too quickly. Pretty much, like don't get too over aggressive, because when he gets over aggressive, he gets taken down, and that's pretty much how he lost that first fight. If he fights the fight smart, you know, he should be able to get the win here, guys. You know, he is obviously the better striker here, and he has a ton more power. So yeah, I think Rumble's gonna win this time, guys. And the first fight, I think I went with DC, or you know what, I could have went with Rumble. You know what? I forgot. I think I went with Rumble, I want to say, but yeah, I think this time, the way the fights are, I mean, the way the fight is now, also the Cormier coming off those injuries and whatnot. I just think Johnson's going to be a little bit fresher here, and it's going to give him that slight advantage to put him over the top here, guys. So I think Rumble gets that early finish. Maybe it could be a first round, but I'm going to go ahead and say Rumble gets a second round knockout, guys. I really think he's going to get DC hurt in the first, or just outstrike him in the first, and in the second round he's going to land that bomb, and that's going to be it. Alright, guys, so that's it for my picks. To recap here, I'm picking Will Brooks, third round knockout, Thiago Alves, a second round knockout, Gonzales decision, Mousasi second round KO, and Rumble also second round KO. So that's it for the picks, guys. Did all the picks already. I got videos on the FS1 prelims and the Fight Pass prelims, and then now obviously this video, the main card fights. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're a new viewer. I do these UFC pick videos whenever there's a UFC fight card. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Enjoy the fights, and we'll see if I have time so I could do a post-fight and results video also to share how my picks went. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.